This video is sponsored by Urtopia. Hey everyone, it's Colin Smith here from Photoshop Cafe, and today I have the Urtopia Fusion Pro. So why am I reviewing an e-bike when this is a photography channel? Well, think about this for a moment. Do you ever want to do any landscape photography, or you want to do photography where you have to walk a little bit, or you have to walk a lot, and maybe you have issues with mobility, or maybe you just get tired, or it's hard for you to like your gear where you want to go? I don't know if you've noticed lately, but pretty much everyone's riding e-bikes right now. So this is a bicycle, but it has pedal assist, which means that when I'm pedaling, it has an electric motor which kicks in and helps me. So I don't have to struggle going up hills or different places like that. And if you want the extra boost, this one also has a throttle, so you can actually just use the throttle without pedaling at all. The thing I really love about this bike when it comes to getting to those locations, like I want to, put my backpack on there and head to a place where I want to do some shoots. I can go off the road a little bit. It's got these tires here, these knobby tires. It's got suspension on the front. So it makes it easier to ride trails and different things like that. The other thing is that there's an optional rack for the back, which I have at home, I'll put on later, where you can attach all kinds of gear on there. So you could put your gear on there, you can get on this bike, you can go wherever you need to go. It's carbon fiber, so it only weighs 50 pounds, it's quite light. So as funny as it sounds, this could be an important part of your photography kit. Let me turn it on. So you can turn it on under here. You'll see the screen will light up here, Urtopia. And then you can see some information. So right now the boost is off. There's a little switch here. If I go to the first one, it goes into Eco. Then it goes into Tour, Boost, and Turbo. So this gives you 4 levels of boost. So one of the things you can do, if you want, you can turn it off entirely and just use it as a regular bicycle and just pedal. If you get to some hills or some difficult parts, you can push it into the boost or turbo and really help you go there. Or you could put it in eco where you're pedaling, getting a little bit of exercise at the same time with a little bit of help from your friend here. And that also helps when you're dealing with things like headwinds and different things like that. Or maybe you've got the energy and the strength and you've got no problem riding out there, but maybe once you've done a couple of hours shoot or whatever, you might be a little tired and that boost on the way home could be useful. So it's really up to you how you want to use it. So this entire frame here is one piece made out of carbon fiber. So that makes it lightweight. This bike weighs about 50 pounds. But the other thing is you're able to craft into all these really cool different shapes. With aluminum or steel, you would have to actually weld the different pieces together. You would get welding. So it gives more creative freedom, lighter weight, and more strength. The other thing is, because of its sturdiness, carbon fiber transfers less vibration to the rider than you would get with aluminum or steel, so it makes for a comfortable ride. And this is the thing I love about the Fusion here. This is all about a comfortable ride. So these handlebars can adjust up to 60 degrees, so we can sit nice and upright. The other thing I love about this is we've got the nice step-through design. So it's really easy to get on and off. And that's especially important if I'm out doing photography, if I'm shooting, and I need to constantly get on and off the bike to capture shots, makes it super, super easy. Now you could put your leg over the back, but once we've got the rack on the back, which we're going to put on here later on, we can carry a lot of stuff. And then when we're on here, there's some other features I love about it. One is the front forks. They have shocks, so it absorbs all the bumps and stuff when we're going a little bit off-road on trails and different things like that, or even hitting potholes on the road. The other thing I love, it has a throttle. So I can actually hit that throttle. I don't even have to pedal if I don't want to. Although I can adjust this, we've got different adjustments we can make here on the boost. So we've got pedal assist, which means that as we pedal, this will kick in and assist you, and you can go different levels all the way up to turbo. A nice way to kind of go on this sometimes is to just kind of hit the throttle just to kind of get started, and then you can just kind of pedal. And you don't get that awkwardness at the beginning where you're trying to get your balance because you're trying to pedal and get your balance at the same time. The other thing, as far as hardware on here, it's top-notch hardware. As far as like derailleurs and shifters, it's Shimano. We've got Tektro disc brakes on the front and the back. And the other thing that's cool about those is when you touch the brake, it automatically senses that you're braking, turns off the motor, so the motors are not trying to fight against the braking. So it makes it very easy to, just kind of stop like that. So the Fusion Pro is really simple. We've got all our information here on the screen, such as speed, distance, range. Speaking of range, we can go up to 120 miles of range on this bike, with the second battery, which I'm going to load up later on. So this one came equipped with mud guards, or fenders as you may call them. You might not think you need those, but once you ride through a little bit of mud and they start splattering all the way up your back, you're going to realize, hey, these actually make things a lot easier. And then there's other conveniences that you need on your bike, such as front and rear lights. So we have all of that built in, and it's just ready to go. We've got these fatter tires, a little bit of knobby there, so we can ride this on the road, or we could happily take it on like trails and different things like that. On the left-hand side, this is where we change the amount of boost, but if we hit the middle, it goes into the menus. So as you can see here, this shows speed, the current time, battery level. I've got 2 batteries on here, it shows both. But you can also see on the sides here a boost. So on the left side shows how much of a boost is happening when I'm pedaling, and on the other side, it shows how much of a boost is happening with the motors. And then when we go through the different modes in the motors, we can see we're in Eco, Tour, Boost, and Turbo. Now if we hit the menu button, we can go into the menus. And you can see here it shows how far our trips were, maximum speed, average speed. Here shows more information. As you can see here, 22% rider, 78% engine. That means I wasn't pedaling very hard on my last ride. Now if you hold this down, you can go into the settings. And the reason I want to show you this is a very important setting. So if we go into bike info, speed limitation. By default, it shows 20 miles per hour. And that means when you use the throttle or the pedal assist, that's the maximum speed. I can increase this to 25. The throttle will still only take you to 20, but the pedal assist will now kick in all the way up to 25. And of course, you know, you can pedal faster than that if you have the energy. And as you can see here, I've installed the second battery. Now this battery is protected by a key, so it can't be taken off without the key. And it just attaches on here and plugs into the frame. So the battery just slides right out once you've got the key. So you only really need to put it on when you want that extra range. It'll take you up to 120 miles. And so as you can see here, I've put the rack on there. And this is a MIC compatible rack, which means it fits a universal style where you can put boxes, there's baskets, there's bags, there's all kinds that are MIC, and they just kind of snap in here. And then you just use a key to slide them out. So that'll be very useful for me. So we're going to head to Newport Beach. We're going to go to eMotion Sports, and we're going to look at the full range of Urtopia bikes available, because they are one of the 700 dealers in the United States. But first of all, let's go. Let's take this for a ride. So here we are at eMotion Sports in Newport Beach. They're a dealer for Urtopia. They have over 700 dealers in the United States. Let's go inside this store and have a look and see what they have, and we're going to check out some of the bikes. All right, so we go into the store here, and as you can see, they've got all kinds of bikes here, tons and tons of them. And if we go over here, we can see the Urtopia line of bikes. And you can see here's the Joys. There's the Carbon ones. Here's the Fusions. And then of course we've got the folding ones here. So we're going to go for a ride on each one of these and check them out. One of the things that makes Urtopia unique is all their bikes are made of carbon fiber, and there's 3 advantages of that. One is the carbon fiber is much lighter, which means that you can lift it easier, you can transport it. The other thing is that it can be molded into any shape, whereas when you're working with aluminum, you know, not every shape is possible because you don't have the strength and support. And then also you've got welds and different things like that. But whereas carbon fiber, these frames are all made from a single piece of carbon fiber, which is extremely strong and lightweight.
My name is John Denson. I'm with eMotion Sports. We're a retail store located here in Newport Beach, California, with focus on diversity in e-bikes, e-moto, and e-foil. As I was explained to Colin, our primary focus is anything electric mobility. So the focus with Urtopia is that it's a lightweight e-bike. it's one of the only brands out there that primarily focuses on the weight side of it. We get a lot of older riders that get on a traditional e-bike, and the first thing that they complain about is that the stability, or they don't feel confident because of the weight of the bike. That's where Urtopia has done a great job. The Joy, as you see here, comes available in these 4 colors. The red is the newest release. The idea with this is that if you've got a rider that's under 5 foot and they want to put their feet on the ground, they can do that with this. The other nice thing too is that your handlebars can articulate up and down. Now obviously as you do that, you'll roll the handlebars to give you a flat surface. But the idea is that it's a very easy bike to get on and sit on. My feet are on the ground, and a lot of people who have not been on e-bikes, or sometimes people who haven't ridden bikes in a while, want that stability or just that confidence that if they need to, they can put their feet on the ground while they're stopped. So the Joy has been one of our top sellers. A big part of that is also that it checks all the boxes. Not only does it have the ability to fit most riders, it comes with the rear rack, it comes with the fenders, it has front suspension, has a throttle, and the price point's at $1,800. And it's a fairly lightweight bike, right around the 50-pound range. It's not gonna hurt you to put it on a bike rack or to transport it.
All right, let's see how this one goes. And this is one of the most popular ones here in Newport, and I can see why. It's got the fat tires, it's got that beach cruiser kind of feel to it. Step through, nice and easy to get into. It's got a rack here on the back for putting things on it. You know, it's got the Tektro disc brakes and everything like that. It's got some shocks there on the front. Single molded carbon fiber, like all of them. All the frames are one piece of carbon fiber. All right. Okay, you're right.
So this is to kind of give you an idea of the Carbon 1 Pro. This was the first bike that Urtopia released to the marketplace. The idea is it's a lightweight e-bike. There is no throttle. It is a pedal assist only. But again, the idea is that a lot of riders that, you know, again, they want a lightweight e-bike. This does not weigh 30 plus pounds, 32, 33, just depending on the side. But as I was explaining earlier, it has a little bit more of an aggressive geometry. So when you're sitting on the bike, your arms are fully, extended. You're in a little bit more of an aggressive position on the bike. So what they did is they did the step-through version, which is literally 90% of all of our sales. Easy to get on and off the bike, and again, you're more of in an upright position. So again, you can bring this up a little bit, 1.5 inches. But I'm not hunched over, my legs aren't fully extended. They're swept back a little bit, and again, just a more of a comfortable ergonomic position while riding the bike.
This one is the Carbon 1. I already did a review on the Carbon 1 Pro. This one's a little bit different. This one's been updated a little bit. This is a step-through design because one of the problems people had was trying to get their legs over the frame. And then the other thing is if you put a rack across the back here, you can't really put your legs over there easily. So one of the misconceptions is when you see this style, the step-through style, in the past traditionally you would say, hey, this is a girl's bike, this is a woman's bike. But with the carbon fiber e-bikes, that's not the case anymore. Now it's really just about comfort. And another thing that's been done here is they've got the more comfortable seat on here, which you could get as an accessory. I actually ended up getting the seat for mine. So why don't we take this one out for a ride? And here I am doing that when I could just step through. See, it's much easier. And yeah, let's see how this one goes. Okay, one of the other things I noticed about this is the handlebars are also a little bit different. They're a bit more comfortable. So the Carbon 1 Pro that I reviewed before, one of my complaints was that you're in this very aggressive kind of a stance and it's putting a lot of pressure on your arms, and your arms would actually get tired. Whereas this one, it's a more comfortable seat, more relaxed handlebars, and just a more relaxed experience, so it's not as strenuous on your arms. So I would say they took what was good about the Carbon 1 Pro, and in the Carbon 1 ST, I think they made it even better.
Then we get to the folding bikes. So on these, they have a few color options as well. One of the ones that I like, as we call it, kind of a pistachio. In the store, 29 pounds is what this bike weighs. I mean, it weighs nothing. So you have a carbon fiber frame with carbon fiber handlebars. Again, the idea here too is that this is actually kind of the carrying point of the bike. The pedals, they're folded right now, but when you go to store and you want to transport the bike, this would fold down here. There's a lever on this side. This would open up, and then the bike would actually fold. And then the two magnets like this, and then you could carry the bike like this or kind of wheel it to your car wherever you need to go. But again, it's 29 pounds, so it's very lightweight. It's not hard to transport or move around. When it comes time to opening it back up, just pop those magnets. That opens up. This comes up. The pedals fold back, and you are ready to ride.
How's it going? Yeah, a little one. But it rides very nicely. It's got some good torque. When you're pedaling a little bit, it's got the pedal assist. You can go pretty quick without putting too much effort in there. So it was a good ride. Took a little bit of getting used to it first because of just the form factor. Is something a little bit different, you know, with the smaller wheels and everything like that. A little bit more movement, but it took me, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes to get used to it.
So this is the Fusion GT. It does have dual motors. So you're running dual 350 watt motors on this. What's the benefit of that? Well, instead of having something just kind of push you, you also have something kind of pulling you by having the motor in the front wheel as well. They introduced the Fusion instead of the Fusion GT, which is the GT, but they brought out the Fusion. And instead of doing a dual motor, they did it as a single motor and came out, you know, at that $19.99 retail price point, or on sale at $19.99. But again, and doesn't have as much technology in the display, but enough that customer is happy and it gets under that $2,000 threshold. Again, the idea with these is that it's not just a commuter bike, but it's also in that 50-pound weight range. You can run dual batteries on these. So it comes standard with the battery built into the down tube. Then you have an additional battery if you wanted to purchase that would mount here, and there's a plug on the side of the frame that would plug into, giving the rider 30-40% more time on the bike. And these are 8-speed drivetrains. All of the bikes that I've shown you are all Tektro hydraulic disc brake kits. They are using Shimano drivetrains as far as the derailleurs and shifters. And again, great bikes, great bikes.
So thanks for watching the video. Follow the link underneath for more information. So drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. And if you're new, well, welcome to the cafe. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and you won't miss any of my tutorials.